Jeffrey Sherwin remembers.
It was a calm day, just like it is today. We were fishing on the lake, my son David, myself, and his two friends. Parallel to the shore, we were trolling when one of the boys shouted, "Look at that funny-looking wave." I turned and looked at the strangest-looking thing I'd ever seen in my life. I saw two humps sticking out of the water, heading for shore. We watched it for a full 3 minutes. As the object, whatever it was, reached the shore, it was 5 feet short of the shore. I expected to see it walk up out of the water when the whole thing sank. I don't know what it was, but I think I saw Ogopogo. I've been ridiculed about this many times since, but I'll tell you right now, there's no way that I'd make a liar out of my son and his friends.
The first time
Ed Fletcher and his daughter Jill.
Jill and I were idling out in the bay there, and we were all about 2 blocks from the shore, and all of a sudden this huge mound came up in front of us, and we shut the boat off, and by the time that the boat had stopped, we had almost coasted up to within reaching distance of it. And that particular day, we chased Ogopogo for about an hour and a half, and out of an hour and a half, we got 5 pictures.
We saw just around 50 feet out, just one hump. There was just one hump there. I guess it would have been around 3 feet high, and it was dark.
And one of the reasons we believe that we've seen it so many times is because of the boat. The boat has an electrical current developed by the motor going through into the rudder, and this creates what they call electrolysis. And electrolysis is a high amperage which attracts marine life, and the first year that we went out, we thought we were chasing Ogopogo, but we find that Ogopogo's attracted to the boat and it's following us. We've seen Ogopogo 40 or 50 times.
At first glance, Ed Fletcher's pictures look like a wave. But a closer look reveals something much more difficult to explain. Intrigued by Ed Fletcher's pictures, our camera team decided to explore beneath the surface of Lake Okanagan in search of the Ogopogo monster. Cal Bevan, in red scuba gear, is a local diver who's made many attempts to find the monster. He agreed to try again. Our cameraman is Barry Heron, an expert underwater photographer. As the lake is over 80 miles long, his chance of filming the monster is slim. They decided to dive in the area where Ed Fletcher stated he had sighted Ogopogo many times.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll give it a whirl and, okay, let's fire up.
It was near this spot that young Aaron Neely reported a face-to-face confrontation with the monster. The heavy underwater camera and housing becomes buoyant and easy to handle below the surface. Strangely, no fish were found in an area where they are known to feed, and after a long and careful search, no monster. At least none in this section of the lake. Hoping for new information, a public meeting was announced through the local press. We were amazed by the number of people who related unusual sightings.
How many people have seen Ogopogo here? How many people in this crowd have seen? Hold your hand up. Good.
It was a hot summer morning, and the lake was just like a mirror. And when my mother and I saw it, was between Trout Creek Point and Summerland. And this head came up out of the water like a huge horse's head. And the back of it was quite calm. The lake was still there. Then its head went down, and the back of it just lashed like this, and I would estimate it would be about 35 feet long.
And the whole thing I seen, head and all. And boy, he all at once, he went down. He must have seen me. He went down, and the waves all. Another guy by the name of Ed, he's not here anymore. He's in Prince George. He stopped behind me. And he says, what did you see? I just seen Ogopogo. And all at once he says, gee, look at the waves in there. I says, yeah, I just seen Ogopogo, the whole thing, I says. He didn't believe me. He says, but, oh, it's true, must be true then. So we says, let's go to the Willow Inn for coffee. And we went down the Willow Inn and told everybody, you're crazy. What have you been drinking? I says, nothing. I says, I just seen Ogopogo. They didn't believe me, eh?
Obviously, these people had seen something, but moving images reflected in the water can be deceiving.
Well, I grow grapes across the lake, and I was sitting on my tractor cultivating my vineyard, and I looked down in the water, and there was a big black, looked like a big black log about 50 or 60 feet long. So I stopped the tractor, and I thought, well, maybe I should go down there and cut that up, because I'm looking for some cedar posts. A few minutes later, some little waves started coming from my log, and I thought, well, that thing must be alive. And suddenly, it started up, made a huge circle, and a terrific lashing of water, and then two coils came out of the water about 4 or 5 feet high, and they were the most beautiful green you have ever seen.
We were part of a large group on a family picnic sort of thing in the summertime, and about 6 o'clock in the evening, the water was all quiet and calm, much as it is right now, and all of a sudden it started to churn.
Yes, it was definitely something serpentine about this creature. It made its own wake behind it.
Waves from passing boats often take 5 minutes to reach the shore. Could such waves appear to be large humps moving through the water?
It had 3 humps, and it looked like the shadow of a tail at the back.
One day, our crew was the victim of a hoax. Someone with a sense of humor tied 3 tires together. For a moment, the In Search of camera team thought they'd seen Ogopogo. Even allowing for optical illusions, there's much that is difficult to explain away in the many sightings. One thing is certain, the sincerity of the people interviewed. Ed Fletcher, for example, has spent a great deal of time and money continuing his own investigation.